everybody, and welcome to another episode of Creeps, Creatures, and Haunts.
Hi.
Now, if you've watched our previous episodes we've been doing, the last 4, we've been talking about haunted dolls, and we said, that the last one, which was based on Letting Me Out, was going to be the last one, but then we were like, wait, there's that whole island in Mexico City of haunted dolls. How could we not kind of finish it with that? So this could be the official last doll episode. Now, it's not about one particular doll, necessarily, but it's about a whole frickin' island of horrible dolls.
Creepy dolls and doll parts.
Yeah, if you have not heard of or seen this place, then you're going to be in for a treat here. Because if you're watching the video form, I'll probably put some pictures here and there. If you're listening to the podcast form, I would highly recommend looking it up or something like that afterwards. But before we get into talking about it, as always, we ask, it's greatly appreciated for a couple of different things. If you listen to the podcast, if you listen to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review. We only have 3 ratings right now. So even if you, or if you are on YouTube, just if you can get over to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review and maybe type something nice in. If you enjoy watching it, even if it's not listening to it, that helps us out a lot. You also have a Patreon if you want to help support us that way. We have some different tiers and stuff like that. Like some goodie bags and stuff like that we send, but at the end of the day, it just helps support us. We also have, I keep forgetting to mention it, we have like a little merch line now too. And there's the links for all of this stuff is always in the description, but we have some t-shirts, you can get some mugs, we have, I think you might be able to get a glass with our, all of this has our Skull Bulb logo on it, like this you see, or the giant one that's behind us. This is that line. If we end up selling some stuff, we've sold 1 or 2 things off there so far. I just keep forgetting to talk about it. But yeah, whether watching or listening to it, we always have the links for all of these things in the description as far as that goes. And on YouTube now, if you just want a smaller way to support us, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. It's like, I forget what they call it. It's like become a member of the channel or something. Oh, I forget.
Oh, yeah.
It's like $5 a month, and you get like special little emotes you can use and badges and that. But it's really there just to support us if you'd like to, and it's less than the Patreon at $5. But yeah, so if you choose to do any of those things, it's very much appreciated. If you don't have the money or don't want to, just sharing this, leaving us a like, making sure you subscribe to all that always helps us out. But all of that being said, I will let Kim kind of kick it off here with Nightmare Island.
It's Isla de las Muñecas.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. It is located south of Mexico City at the, and I just looked this up right before we started filming this, Xochimilco canals. Not even spelled like that, like even remotely. So this island is, it originally was a garden of some sort.
Yeah, it was like made by the Aztecs. So basically it's all like tree roots essentially.
Yeah, it's basically a floating garden. It's like not actually like an island. It's basically just a giant tree. Yeah.
Which is weird and cool in itself.
Yeah. So originally during the time of when Cortez was going around and, discovering things, people actually would flee to the canals to hide, and this was one of the islands that they used to hide at. And they would rather hide here than get, raped and murdered by the, Cortez and his people as they were discovering different islands and land and whatnots. So the legend of this island started with this man, his Don Julian Santana Barrera.
Yeah, Julio.
Don Julian.
Yeah, from here on out, Don Julio. Yeah, that's how we will say his name.
He was the caretaker of the island, and legend is that he found a little girl that had drowned, washed up on the shore of the island, and he was so distraught that he found this little girl. He tried to revive her, and obviously it didn't happen. Later, he found a doll that he thinks was belonging to this
because it was
girl.
floating in the same spot. Because I don't know if
Yeah.
it wasn't really on the shore. Like he like saw her, I believe, like floating face down. Like drowned.
And he brought her in.
Right.
And then later, after the body had been taken away and such like that, a doll had actually appeared in the same spot. So he brought this doll to the shore, and as a tribute to the little girl, he hung the doll up off of his little shack.
Mistake number one.
Yeah. Well, then he thought that the doll was haunted by the little girl and was pretty much harassing him. So in order to appease her, he would go and find other dolls. He would go to flea markets and stores and all this other stuff. Even if he didn't find full dolls, if he just found body parts of dolls, he would bring them back. He wouldn't clean them or anything like that, and just started hanging them up all over the place.
Right. Because he had seen, because he started like seeing like, supernatural stuff when he hung it, and the people are like, it's kind of like torn if like he got the dolls to appease the girl. That's one theory. Some like were saying that, it was to basically like protect himself or something. Like the more dolls he like got, he thought in his head like would help like stave the spirit from like getting him or something.
Yeah, he basically thought if he just kept buying dolls for the little girl, she would leave him alone.
Right.
Essentially. And
if someone brought me the dolls that he has on this island, though, I'll tell you what.
Like, some of them are missing eyes and arms, and they're like dirty, and like this place has been infested with like spiders and insects, and they're just covered in spider webs. It's really. He'll have some pictures in here. And
awesome pictures. But I implore you, there's been a lot of ghost shows, and one that's just on YouTube, BuzzFeed Unsolved. Shane and Ryan, they went there. And it's just look it up, watch, because I would wish we had a video on the channel, but we would like to go at some point, but it's in Mexico City, so it's something that's not super easy for us to just like go there, you know, but maybe. It's a bucket list. It's a bucket list.
Yeah, definitely. So, 50 years after finding the little girl washing up on the shore.
Yeah, 1950 is when he found her, yeah.
Yeah. It was 2001. Barrera was found dead, and there's two different versions. They said that either he was drowned in the same spot or he had a heart attack and died in the same spot as the little girl was found. His son took it over as the caretaker after he had passed, and then right now I believe it's his nephew that is taking care of it.
Yeah.
He also believed that the girl's spirit was killing his crops.
There's crops on this thing?
Yeah. So another one of the theories is that he had a one-room cabin on the island that he lived there with his wife. He built an altar to the little girl to appease her. And then he had that doll hanging there, too. But he believes that the girl was killing his crops. So he built the altar and started giving her dolls to try to, like, make her, like, hey, stop killing my shit, Which, of course, obviously it didn't work because he just kept buying more and more dolls.
Yeah. It's kind of like that creepy guy that that has, like, the Barbie, like, collection or something. Except much worse than that. Because I also have heard a couple accounts that he was like ostracized by the public for his religious views, whatever exactly that meant, and that he left his family eventually, and this is really all that was known that he did anymore was just live on this creepy ass island with these creepy ass dolls.
Yeah, and a lot of them say that the whole story of the little girl may be just a story.
Right.
That the girl may have never existed is one of the stories.
Because no one else really saw her.
Nobody else saw her.
And what happened to the body? That's also not known.
Yeah, nobody knows what happened. They just said that he was so distraught, he decided to hang up her doll after the doll washed ashore a week later.
Right.
And that was it. But it's like, well, what'd you do with the body? Like, there's no account of what happened to that little girl's body after it washed ashore.
And that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, there should be some kind of account for that.
Yeah, like a coroner's report or something.
Well, right, and I mean, it was 1950 in Mexico City on some weird tree island thing, but, like, still, like, if you report, like, oh, I found a dead girl, like, no one asked him, like, I mean, wouldn't you think that they would want to find out who the dead girl is?
Right, yeah.
So that is just really strange to me, and then, of course, he found being dead in the same spot as her, like, so obviously people speculate that, oh, the spirit killed him and like that. And I'm sure, I don't know if I've read this, but you know, I mean, also there's probably speculation out there as well that maybe he like killed this girl and like it was just the guilt and he like made up this whole story in his head.
Yeah.
That's like a whole thing. If the girl again existed in the first place.
Existed, yeah.
But you know, I mean, that would kind of make sense that, you know, he would never talk about who she was or anything if he was actually responsible for it. Or, I mean, he could just be a delusional guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like, even the son and the nephew, they're like, you know, this is just the story we've heard. This is what he told us. And that's it. They don't have any proof of it. They don't have any records of the little girl. It's just a story that was told to them from an ancestor. So it's pretty...
And it's pretty wild, too, to get there, like if you want to go there now, you can. Most people will take you there, although I guess there's some like people that won't take you down the canal to the island because of superstitions.
Yeah. And they won't. I know a lot. I know watching some of those paranormal shows and things like that. A lot of people won't actually step foot on the island as well.
Right.
They'll drop you off and they'll come back for you, but they're not going to hang around and wait for you. But they're going to be like, okay, we'll be back in like a couple hours.
I also wonder how much of that's dramatized for the paranormal shows, because I've also watched YouTubers where like they literally charge you to go on this island in the day. Like there are people there and they would charge you, I think it equates to being $5 American, I forget how many pesos or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But you know, they would charge you to go on this island, and they have like a gift shop and stuff there too. It's like a little gift shop, and what's really wild, there's fake doll islands. Because of the success that this has brought money, there's like 3 or 4 other islands like on the way there that are also just islands that they put a lot of dolls on. You know, and if you've ever been to like Mexico, like they really try and sell you things like a lot. Like people will just pull up to you in like little carts and just be like, "Get in." And you're like, what? They're like, in. And you're like, oh, okay. And like, and then they'll just like charge you like money at the end. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like I got suckered into a whole timeshare presentation that took like 6 hours out of our day because I thought I was going on a tour. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh yeah.
Just be careful if you're going there. I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
For more than just the business.
When we went down to Tijuana, we had people just catcalling us, like asking us to come in and buy things, and they were like putting things on my dad's head, and he was just like, "Get away from me!" Like, yeah, they're big into like trying to sell you everything.
But yeah,
if it's not bolted down, they're gonna sell it to you.
But it's kind of crazy, and it does sound like an adventure. You know, I mean, like the least amount of time that it takes to get here is an hour via a boat. Like you were saying, you saw people saying it was like a 4-hour round trip, but yeah, so anywhere from an hour to 2 hour one way. It's looking like. One thing I did find actually really cool as I was watching someone, you know, while researching for the episode, this kid and his girlfriend went on these boats. They're called, oh god, I have it here, oh man, I should have wrote down how they pronounced it, but it's like Trejaneras. They're basically these really colorful boats with like seats on it, and there's like a little like table that goes down the middle of them, and you know, they take you down the river, and it's not just to go to the Island of the Dolls, but this is what they used to go there. What's really wild and cool is while you're on the canal, there are random merchant boats, and they'll just scooch over to you, and they'll like the one I was watching. He made the guy and the girlfriend like this mango on a stick, so he cut it like a flower covered in chili powder, and then like this big like alcoholic drink, I think it was like $7 for all of it, and I'm just like, oh man, go get blitzed and then go see some sketchy dolls. Like, seems like a fun time for me. I don't know if I'd want to be here at night simply because of the spiders, though. Because I imagine some of these spiders are poisonous or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, so I just really think that I would not want to, yeah, be there at nighttime. Now, I don't know, but it would be cool though to like actually like ghost hunt the place.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of the ghost shows and stuff have actually had things happen
Yeah.
while they're there. Like, even if it's just some like creepy noises, the dolls are said to move and talk to each other. That's one of the claims.
I know they caught. I forget which one of the ghost shows it was, but yeah, they did catch one of them like
The,
opening
the,
and closing its eyes or
yeah,
something too.
yeah, I believe that was Josh Gates.
Yeah, on like one of the
Yeah.
destination expedition thingies.
Yeah,
He's had so many shows now.
I know. It's okay. I could watch him like all.
Yeah,
the
he's
time.
one of the few that I don't mind. Most of the paranormal TV people have personalities that I don't like very much, but Josh Gates, I enjoy him. He seems like he would be a fun human being to be around. But like, I obviously am more in the camp. I do believe that this guy, like everything I've heard about it, he seems kind of unfortunate. He's like a person that's kind of like crazy that has mental health issues. That or maybe he did murder the girl and it led to the mental health issues, but yeah, because I mean, what a weird thing, because like the guy, he didn't gain anything from this during his life, because he didn't become like a tourist attraction until after he passed away. So like, there really wasn't a reason for him to do this as a lie. So I genuinely believe that he thinks everything was true.
Yeah.
Like, I believe in his mind, whether it be fabricated, like, a wall, like, let's say he did maybe kill this girl, accidentally killed her, or some other reason, he created a story in his head to kind of, like, pretty much protect himself from, like, the real situation of some sort. That, or maybe he was schizophrenic, that's an option, too, where he really was hearing and seeing things that weren't there. But then at the same time, I mean, you have all these ghost shows and stuff going there, maybe they're just faking evidence and stuff like that. But also, like, I can only imagine. Like, this is one of the most nightmarish places I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
I can imagine that if you went there, like, you might feel or see something. Like, I imagine there has to be an immense sense of dread just while you're there. How could there not be?
I mean, I'm not super creeped out by dolls. But, I mean, if you had, like, a fear of dolls and they're like, hey, let's go to Doll Island, I'd be like, that's not.
Yeah, I don't have a fear of dolls either, but I think it's just the immense amount of like how dirty they are and like the reasoning why they're there too.
Yeah.
Mixed with all the spiders and crap. Like, it's just, and like the island's pretty sketchy looking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's technically not an actual island. It's just a big old tree root. Like, it's just plants like some grown sketchy together, like
planks and stuff. You walk between the little sections and stuff too that go over water, and I'm just like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I would like want to be there at night. Like I said, the daytime, okay, I can see everything that's going on pretty easily, and I'd like to take pictures and film there. That's the main reason I would want to go and do a vlog there. I think it'd be a lot of fun to take one of those little boats, and maybe I'd reserve the drinks for the ride back because like I might not want to fall and like break my neck on something there, but. But yeah, the place is just like, so just dirty and just creepy looking from every video and picture that I've seen, and I just think that, yeah, I don't know. But what do you think? Would you visit the Island of the Dolls if someone offered to like, would you pay to go there, or if someone was like, hey, I'll pay for your expenses if you go to the Island of the Dolls with me? Would you go? If you're watching this, let us know in the comments if you would if you would go there or not.
Yeah.
I for sure would go there. Like I said, just maybe not at night. Maybe not at night. Just because I hate spiders. Like, despise them. And yeah, after watching that video where there's all those spiders, I was just like, I don't know about this. But yeah, I just can't. There's not many places I've seen that are just more aesthetically creepy than this. I'm pretty sure didn't Bloodview used to have like an Island of the Dolls like section?
They had,
This is a haunted house that's near us.
Yeah, they
have
a whole area outside that has a bunch of dolls hanging out.
I think that's what it's based off of.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Yeah, it's a haunted house called Bloodview. It's in Broadview Heights, right, in Ohio. That's, if you're local, then you probably know of it. If you're not, then you have no idea what we're talking about. But
it's in our documentary.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I should go. I should watch that sometime.
You should too.
Yeah, speaking of which, there should be a second one coming up at some point in the future within the next year or so. Yeah. But As always, thank you very much for watching and or listening. Make sure you like the video or leave us that review like we talked about before. I've already plugged all the things like Patreon and all that, so remember that's an option for you. If you like this content, make sure you let us know, so we'll keep making stuff like this. And Kim's all ready for it. Make sure you also ring-a-ling the ding-a-ling bell. Oh, geez.
There it is.
So that way you don't miss any future upcoming videos, because YouTube will not let you know unless you have that clicked. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.